Now you will find out what would happen if Sonic really existed in our world. And believe me, not much good will happen. I've checked on myself. For now, you'll find out my story. I enter an abandoned building, looking for something interesting. I push the cobwebs aside and make my way inside. An old arcade room is right in front of me. Dusty arcade machines line the walls. In one of them, I spot a blue egg. I lean in closer and stare. It looks like the egg is moving. A soft blue light flickers inside. I pull out a coin. I roll it between my fingers. I drop the coin into the slot. I bend down to the prize chute. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I reach my hand inside, and I catch the egg in my palm. I hold it carefully. My fingers brush the fuzzy shell. The glow inside pulses stronger. I turn the egg and listen. I walk through the room with my find. On a table, I make a nest out of craft paper. I gently place the egg in the center. I turn on a heater. I set the nest close to the warmth. The paper rustles slightly in the airflow. The egg glows steadier and brighter. The shell starts to crack. The crack spreads across the surface. A tiny Sonic appears in the nest. He's curled up into a little ball. Sonic takes his first breath. He twitches and slowly uncurls. He touches the paper with his paws. He looks around and studies everything. In the kitchen, Sonic sits on the table. He examines his paws. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. He touches himself, like he's checking if he's real. I gently pet him with my finger. Sonic smiles and stays still. I pet him closer, almost right up against him. Sonic yawns and relaxes. I show him the food. I pour it into a bowl.
Wow, this looks amazing! Thank you!
Sonic hops down. He eats from the bowl on the floor. He chews fast and confidently. I spill a little food onto the floor. Sonic immediately starts eating it off the floor. The training begins. Sonic runs on a treadmill. He keeps speeding up. The belt hums and his steps get faster. And suddenly, he bumps into something in the room. An object falls. A sharp crash hits the silence. Sonic freezes. He sits down looking sad. He lowers his head. He won't meet my eyes, but I can see power growing inside him. Sonic tenses up. A blue light runs across his body. I walk up to the wall and measure the cracks with a tape measure. The cracks have gotten bigger. Sonic looks at them with sadness. Glow around him intensifies. Blue lightning pulses over his body. Sonic takes a step across the apartment. The floor cracks under his feet. Another step and the cracks spread even farther. He's gotten bigger. Sonic breaks the bed with one movement. The window fractures from the energy. Glass blasts out. Outside is rain and thunder. I'm walking home from work, and I see it. Bright blue light pouring from the window. I get closer to the front door. I reach for the handle, and the light intensifies. Above me, the roof starts to crack. The roof breaks, leaving a hole. Blue flashes rip through the walls. Bricks fall onto the wet ground. The house collapses and crumbles completely. The wave of destruction keeps spreading. Sonic destroys the neighboring houses too. He stands among the ruins and looks around. Every step he takes shatters the asphalt. Water in the puddles jumps from the impacts. Sonic bursts into a run down the street. Rain lashes my face, lightning cuts the sky. I hide behind bushes and film with my phone. Sonic walks straight through the bushes. It comes right up close. He looks into the lens. And then he runs off again. He reaches the city. He starts glowing with blue lightning. Sonic tears down a traffic light with one hand. Behind him, houses burn and smoke rises. He's huge. He walks down the street, smashing the road apart. I stand in the ruins and watch him. Sonic comes closer, clenches his fists, and keeps walking, his face empty and calm. A massive hand lifts me into the air. I'm shaking with fear. Sonic holds me and walks through the city. He smiles like it's all just a game. It looks like I lost the game I got myself into by finding this blue egg in an old slot machine. Don't repeat my mistakes. Thanks for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed my video. If so, then please support me with a like and subscribe. Well, having made my conclusion.
All right, I honestly don't know what I'm walking into right now. Look at this, an entrance. Half buried in sand. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for a long time. I'm going in. The light drops instantly. It's colder in here. I'm turning on the flashlight. Okay, yeah. This dust is everywhere. And the walls, these aren't tourist carvings. Those are hieroglyphs, worn down but real, cut straight into the stone. Hold on, did you see that? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Something on the floor just caught the light. I'm gonna get closer. No way. It's a lamp, like an actual oil lamp. The kind from the stories. Except it's filthy, covered in dust, and it feels heavy. Real metal. I know how this sounds, but I'm taking it. If it's fake, at least you'll see a close-up of how it was made. And if it's not, yeah. Let's not even go there yet. I'm home. The lamp's on the table. Let me show you up close. This thing is heavy. It feels like real metal. I'm just going to wipe it off and put it on the shelf as decoration. That's it. I'm not trying to summon anything. Wait, do you see that? From the spout? Smoke? No way. Okay, I'm getting closer. This isn't funny, it's getting thicker. Guys, there's something forming, like a shape. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh my, it's a tiny genie. He just slipped back into the lamp. What was that? So I figured, if this is some kind of trick, it should fall apart with something simple. I set up a test. Pizza, pasta, chips. And I put the lamp right here next to it. Look, crumbs. That's real. This is not editing. He's chewing. And he's smiling. I think he likes it. Chips. Oh my god. Did you hear that crunch? He's literally crunching chips. And wait. Did you see that little pulse? Like a faint flash? Hold on. He looks bigger. Not a lot, but enough that I can tell. So what? He grows from food? From normal, modern food? What have I brought into my house? A week has passed. I put a spoon here on purpose, and the TV remote right next to it. He doesn't even touch them. He just gestures. The spoon slid on its own. Okay, now it's lifting. It's actually floating, right in front of me. I don't know how to explain that. Wait, what is he doing with his hands? Like he's pulling something out of the air. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, that's a gold bar. He's handing it to me. Oh, wow. It's heavy. Like, seriously heavy. This feels real. I'm shaking right now. And it's not even the gold that scares me. It's the fact that he can do this whenever he wants. Now he's looking at the window. He raises his hand. He snapped his fingers. Guys, there is a supercar outside. It was not there a minute ago. I'm going out, right now. Okay, look at this. I'm touching the hood. It's real. Cold metal, reflections, everything. This is not a projection. I'm turning back to the window. He's inside, watching me. And the way he's looking at me, like I'm the one who doesn't belong here. That's when I realized I'm not controlling anything anymore. This morning I decided, stop, enough. I brought food again, but he doesn't even look at it. He's looking at the lamp, like he finally understands it's the anchor, the chain, that smoky connection that used to trail down toward it. It's thinner now, strained, like it's about to tear. I grab the lamp, I'm holding it like it's a kill switch, and he changes. He gets denser, more solid, more present, like he's pulling himself together into one stronger form. I back up. He lifts a hand and the whole room feels like it vibrates. It unlocks. It swings open by itself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. He just moves toward it. Calm, certain. Like he doesn't need the house, and he doesn't need me. Outside, he starts growing again. Bigger than the roofline, then bigger than the street. The sky turns darker. Wind picks up so hard I can barely stand. And I'm staring down at the lamp in my hands, realizing I'm not holding him at all. I'm just holding the thing that started this. The rain hits out of nowhere. Not normal rain, like a wall of water. The wind is so strong it throws leaves and trash across the street. He's out there in the sky, this massive shadow over the neighborhood. And when he raises his arms, the clouds start to twist. You can actually see it. The whole storm begins to spiral. Water starts rising along the curb. The drains can't keep up. At first, it's just runoff. Then it's a stream. Then it's a river. I try to run for shelter. Toward the car, toward anything, but the ground is slick and my hands are shaking. The street is flooding fast. The current is moving hard enough that loose stuff starts drifting. Trash cans, branches. Wait, did you see that? A parked car just shifted. Like the water grab. I grab onto a railing with one hand and clutch the lamp with the other. I'm rubbing the lamp hard. My fingers hurt. I don't care. Please work. For a second, a thin wisp of blue smoke leaks out, but the wind tears it apart immediately. It can't form anything. It can't pull him back, and he feels it. He turns, way up there in the storm, and looks straight in my direction. Then the wind hits like a punch. I almost lose my footing. The lamp slips. My hands fumble, and it drops into the floodwater. No, no, no! I reach down and grab it back. It's heavier now, soaked and slick. Water's pouring off it. I look up. He's pulling the last of that smoky tether upward like he's reeling in a rope. It stretches. It shakes. Then I see it in the distance. Through the rain, a massive wall of water building on the horizon, like the city is about to get swallowed. I don't even think. I just run. I'm running through floodwater with a useless, cracked lamp in my hand. And behind me, the storm keeps growing. If you're watching this, just know I started it, and I couldn't stop it. I was walking through an abandoned building one day and came across a dusty old room with broken arcade machines and a strange door resembling the door from the cartoon Monster Corporation. The closer I got, the more it felt out of place, like someone had dragged it there from another world and forgotten it. A thin green glow was leaking from the edges, so faint I thought it might be a reflection at first. When I reached the door, I realized it had been chained shut. My hands were shaking, but curiosity won. I pulled the chain loose and grabbed the handle, bracing for whatever was on the other side. The door creaked as it opened, and a wash of green light spilled out into the dark room like fog. I leaned in and looked down. Right there on the floor, just inside the doorway, was a bright green egg, glowing softly like it was breathing. I couldn't stop staring at that glowing green egg on the floor, and for a second I just listened, like I might hear something moving inside it. It didn't feel cold like everything else in that building. It felt warm, almost alive. I reached down and carefully picked it up with both hands. The surface was soft and fuzzy, and I could feel a faint vibration running through it, like a tiny engine humming under the shell. I turned it slightly, watching the green light pulse from inside, brighter with every beat. I didn't stay there long after that. I carried the egg out of the abandoned place and went straight home, still half expecting it to crack open in my arms. Once I got inside, I set up a little nest on the table using craft paper, crumpling it into a bowl shape so the egg wouldn't roll. Then I turned on a small space heater and moved the nest closer to the warm air. The paper fluttered gently, and the egg's glow started to steady, brighter, calmer, like it was finally getting what it needed. As the warm air from the heater washed over it, the egg started glowing brighter than before, filling the paper nest with a soft green light. I held my hands near the nest, not touching, just hovering there, like I could somehow catch whatever was about to happen. Then the shell finally gave way. Something small slid out into the craft paper, wet and trembling. It was a tiny green creature, real, breathing, and unbelievably similar to Mike from Monsters, Inc., except it wasn't a cartoon. It looked alive in the most unsettling way. Slick skin, little limbs, and one huge eyelid still shut. It curled into a tight ball like it was exhausted, barely moving except for shallow breaths. A moment later, that single eye slowly opened, glossy, reflecting the room lights, like it was trying to understand where it had been born. It pushed itself up, wobbling, and started tapping the paper with its tiny hands, feeling the texture, then looking around with pure confusion. And then it looked straight at me. Once it could sit up, it stayed on the table and just stared around the kitchen like it had never seen anything before. It leaned into my finger, blinking slowly, and a small smile spread across its face. That one big eye looked so calm for a moment that I almost forgot how impossible all of this was. After a minute, it yawned like it was completely worn out, and that's when I thought, maybe it was hungry. I grabbed some dry food and poured it into a bowl on the floor so it could reach it easily. The second it noticed the bowl, it climbed down and hurried over, still a little clumsy but determined. Then it started eating fast, like it hadn't eaten in days, barely stopping except to glance up at me for a split second before going right back to the food. After it finished eating, it didn't slow down. It got restless. It started darting around like it suddenly had too much energy for its tiny body. It leaned forward, running harder, and I noticed something I can't really explain. The room started to feel wrong, like pressure building. It climbed off the treadmill and just sat there near the broken pieces, shoulders slumped, staring down like it understood it had done something bad. For a moment, everything went quiet, and then the green glow came back, stronger. The air around it started rippling again in waves, like it couldn't hold whatever was inside anymore. Outside, thunder cracked and rain hammered the windows, but it all sounded distant compared to that pulse coming from the creature. Under my feet, the shelves rattled, and I heard doors and cabinets slamming by themselves. Each pulse of green light felt stronger than the last, like pressure building with nowhere to go. I backed away toward the hallway, trying to keep my balance, and that's when I heard the loudest sound yet. A giant green, one-eyed monster, real, massive, standing where my house used to be. He stepped forward, and the street shook. Puddles jumped like they were boiling. A green ripple rolled down the block, and windows shattered in its wake. He walked toward the city. When he reached the first intersection, he grabbed a car like it was a toy. Then he changed again. Green light wrapped around him, and he started growing, fast. He rose higher than the buildings until he was impossibly tall, like a living tower. And then he went to work. He struck the side of an office building and the whole facade collapsed. He looked straight at me and smiled like he'd won. Cut to a dark room. An old TV flickers. On the screen, 2 words appear. Game over. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to support me with likes and subscriptions, and I'll try to please you with my work.
I never used to believe in legends. My garage was always just a place for scrap metal, nuts, bolts, and old tools. But that day, it changed everything. I found the egg by chance. It was strange, cold to the touch, covered in a thick, almost tactile moss. It didn't just lie there, it pulsed. A faint emerald light flickered through the shell, as if a tiny heart was beating inside. I placed it on the workbench, not knowing what to expect. And then, a crack. At first, just a thin spider web, and then, this creature crawled out. My little creeper. He was tiny, no bigger than a kitten. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. This is very important to me. Thank you. Covered in that strange pixelated moss. When he opened his eyes, those weren't the eyes of an animal. In the depths of those black voids, a blinding emerald flame ignited. In that moment, I knew this wasn't just a visitor from another reality. This was something far more powerful. I decided to test his nature. I connected the battery terminals. My God, what a surge of power. The electricity didn't just pass through him. He absorbed it, hungrily, as if he were born of the current. The wrench lying nearby just began to flow. The steel melted, turning into a glowing puddle, and the creeper just kept growing. With every spark, he got bigger. I sat on my stool, unable to move from shock. My garage became too small for him in just a few minutes. He wasn't my little pet anymore. When his head hit the ceiling, I saw in his eyes not aggression, but a drive for freedom. The workbench collapsed under his weight. There was a deafening screech of metal. He simply walked through the garage door into splinters. On the night street, he looked like a living deity. A powerful 3-meter-tall beast, shrouded in an aura of blue lightning. They called him a monster, a charged creeper, a threat. But I saw him run across the asphalt, graceful and terrifying at the same time. When he rammed that SUV, I shuddered. The car crumpled like a sheet of paper, and the shockwave blew out the windows of nearby houses. The police arrived quickly. Sirens, neighbors screaming. They thought they could handle him with ordinary spike strips. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. This is very important to me. Thank you. Fools. He didn't even slow down. And then something happened that no one expected. He stood up on his hind legs. His body began to rearrange. growing upward until he transformed into a titan, towering over the highway. 20 meters of pure power. Bullets ricocheted off his mossy armor, leaving only bright sparks. When he deployed his energy shield, that hexagonal barrier absorbed everything they threw at him. One punch, and the police cruiser ceased to exist. The military, they are always afraid of what they cannot understand. They caught him with a giant net using heavy helicopters. I saw him being taken to that secret lab. They bound him in chains as if he were a common criminal. The general stood behind the armored glass, cold and calculating. He pulled that cursed red lever, and they sent discharges through my friend that could have powered an entire city. They called it research, but it was torture. I saw light bursting from his chest, pure plasma. They wanted to tame that flame, but they only awakened his true strength. The chains snapped. Those same steel links that were supposed to hold tons tore like thread. He punched through a vault door, walked through a concrete wall, ignoring the soldiers' fire. He escaped. He hid on cargo trains, vanishing into the forests, licking his wounds. I saw his mossy skin healing right before my eyes, scars vanishing, mending with new greenery. He didn't want war. He just wanted to find his place. His journey led him to the ocean. I remember that moment on the bridge. He stood there looking at the sunset, while fighter jets hunted him. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. This is very important to me. Thank you. A leap from the heights into the abyss, and he vanished into the depths. But the water didn't stop him. Underwater, he became even more beautiful. His body glowed in the darkness among the kelp. When the submarine fired a torpedo, he didn't flinch. He blocked it with his shield, and from his arm grew a blade, an emerald plasma axe, the heat of which made the water boil. He wasn't just defending himself, he was dominating. But do you know what was most important? Not his strength, but his heart. On the highway, when an SUV plunged off the barrier, he caught it. His huge, terrifying paw gently cradled the car and the people inside. He placed them back on the road and looked into the driver's eyes. In that moment, people didn't see a monster from a game. They saw a protector. Many years have passed. I am back in my garage, in the very same spot. My hands are no longer as strong, and my tools are covered in dust. I opened that same old box. Inside was a small figure, an exact copy of my friend. I took it in my hands, remembering everything we went through. And suddenly, I felt warmth. A familiar emerald glow filled the room once more. He looked at me. He turned his head, blinked his bright eyes, and slowly raised a paw to greet me. He didn't leave for good. He just came back home. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. This is very important to me. Thank you.